We've heard a number of times that fire does not discriminate. It doesn't care what your color is, it does not care what your religion is. But in my opinion, from what I've seen, fire sure likes to kill First Nations people.
Families shattered and a community heartbroken after fire rips through a home on the Oneida of the Thames First Nation, taking 5 lives, all members of one family.
A 3-bedroom home burned to the ground. Pikangikum Chief Dean Owen says 6 adults, 3 children, all related, are dead.
My previous experiences with the North were not as in-depth as these visits that we did over the past week. And you could feel it day after day. We were visiting 3 flying communities a day, and the conditions that they were living in, the lack of fire protection, the lack of training, the lack of available knowledge for them to learn to do the simplest things with fire protection. With every day that passed and every new set of communities that we visited, it just got worse and worse, and then it eventually just stayed the same at worst.
No, that expires this year.
Yeah. This is 2003 also.
Oh, the hydrant? You want to hook onto the hydrant? Expecting this. I was expecting some other things, and we're gonna see things. I didn't expect a shed for a fire station. And no firefighters.
Well, I'd like to see the truck winterized. So we would be able to use it in the wintertime.
So that's your fire truck.
If something tragic were to happen, we'd be the ones to blame, right? It just feels hopeless when you have the equipment but not the resources to tackle a fire.
The way things have been happening and occurring does not work, will not work, and it has been proven time and time again that it will not. The time of formula-based funding and blanket-based solutions is gone. The reality of First Nations fire protection in Ontario is that we have lost 15 First Nations people in the past 12 months due to house fires. That is an average of 1.25 First Nation fire deaths per month. When a First Nation community is constantly living in a state of underfunded survival, it is only a matter of time before we lose more of our people. It is not a matter of if it will. It is a statistically known fact that we will lose more of our people to house fires. The Ontario Region First Nations Fire Protection Strategic Plan is finally being put together with the elements of inclusive consultation with these different communities, with visitations that have occurred to these communities, through engagement and discussion with different people involved in fire protection from these different communities. Your Southern First Nations with no remote issues, your semi-remote communities, and your remote flying communities. And I do believe that for the first time in the history of all of these strategic plans that have been created through the years, that we're finally going to see a plan being presented to the Chiefs of Ontario, which is reality-based and solution-based.